Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. I am joined this evening by the one and only Mr. Jamie Phillips. How are we doing
Very
this
good, man.
evening?
I am very good, my friend.
Callum will be joining us shortly. He's just wrapping up a show on Coppish, but he will be making his way over afterwards. But Jay, how are you feeling this evening? Because obviously we've seen each other prior. We did a very successful hate watch of the mighty Arsenal, getting absolutely dealt with in Europe. So how are you feeling?
No, I'm good, man. I'm happy, man. The week's been good. Barcelona went out. Arsenal went out.
The
Valentina
Salon d'Or.
weekend. It's all good. The Salon d'Ors are away. Yeah, man.
The Salon d'Or. That's
good,
why
man.
it's for the Inter. It's Inter all the way. I can't have PSG winning it. I can't have Ousmane Dembele winning it. But if Dembele did win it, agendas need to agend that Dembele picked up a Ballon d'Or quicker than Kylian Mbappe. And Dembele spent most of his life gaming and being a little bit not as professional, but hey ho. But it'll be absolutely hilarious. But let's preview this weekend's action. UFC 315 in Canada. Bilal Muhammad versus Della MADDALENA headlining, with Jamie's favorite fighter, Jamie's wife, Valentina Shevchenko, making her first defense of her second UFC flyweight title reign against the French beast, Manon Fiorot. Also on the card, Jose Aldo, Alexa Grasso, Natalia Silva, Benoit Saint Denis. So great fights on the card. How are you feeling about this card as a whole? Because it's not great. I have to be honest.
No.
To be real, it's not one of the cards that you go, you know what? That's a banger right there.
Yeah, I think Alexa Grasso and Silva could be a good fight at flyweight.
Yeah.
Good to see Benoit.
Card open. Oh, I'll just show the card now. So this is the card here. So obviously you've got Bilal Muhammad versus Della MADDALENA headlining, Valentina Shevchenko versus Manon Fiorot co-headlining, Jose Aldo fighting at bantamweight, fighting against Ariel Helwani, twin, Ayman Zababi. Obviously, Alexa Grasso making her return after losing the belt to Shevchenko at UFC Noche against Natalia Silva. Then Benoit Saint Denis also fighting against Kyle Prepolek. Also, unfortunately, on the card was supposed to be Benoit Saint Denis, Joe Alvarez. That would have been a great fight. And Gilbert Burns versus Michael Morales, which would have been a banger if that was on the card. But that's pushed back to fight week next week. So we'll see that. And also on the prelims as well, Mike Malott, Jessica Andrade is on the prelims. Jasmine Vicious, another Canadian. Bukowskis versus Kutalaba. So some pretty interesting fights on the prelims, I must say. And obviously early prelims, nothing really stand out. But
don't rush to get to the event. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Don't rush.
Nah, not really. Not yet. Let's start at the top of the card. Let's start with the main event. Let's start with Bilal Muhammad versus Della MADDALENA. Obviously, this is Bilal's first title defense since beating Leon Edwards for the belt. Against, I think this was supposed to be. This is like a replacement fight. This wasn't supposed to be Della MADDALENA. This was supposed to be Shavkat Rakhmonov.
Yeah.
This is supposed to be Rakhmonov, but after the Ian Gary fight, we know that he's injured. We just don't know what his injury is. It's sort of been very silent on the injury front. It's been very silent about when he's going to make his return. So you're sort of throwing the whole, if he's going to fight this year. I do think we'll see him fight this year. I just think it'll be very, very late. Cringe Gov says Bilal hands like Canelo Muhammad needs to lose. I'm actually going to, for once on the show, I'm actually going to stick up that we need Bilal to win. Actually, I know everyone's going to be like, "What? Why do you want Bilal to win?" But for the good of the lightweight division, Bilal Muhammad needs to win this. We need to win this.
We'll get to that later, yeah.
So, but obviously, Jack Della Maddalena, he's coming off of I think he started his professional career 0-2, and since then he's won like 17 straight in a row. So he's definitely, on a massive win streak. He's coming off that great win against Gilbert Burns, where, to be honest, he was sort of losing the fight, and then with a broken arm, literally gets off from a takedown and knocks out Gilbert Burns. I know, Crinchkov, I can't take another Bilal fight. Probably most of us can't take another Bilal fight.
No. Do you know how difficult it is, man?
It is very difficult. It's very difficult to get through a Bilal fight, but for the good of the UFC, we need Bilal. Remember the name Muhammad to win, which I'd never thought we'd actually.
Yeah.
I never thought I'd actually say that we need him to win, but obviously, yeah. So Jack Della is coming off of 4 straight wins. Randy Brown, Basil Haziev, which won by split decision. Kevin Holland split decision. And then he knocked out Gilbert Burns at 299 in March last year. So he's been out since March last year. So he's in terms of the ring rust, he's definitely a little bit more rusty than Bilal. I don't think Bilal has fought in a year as well. I don't think, because he's not fought since London.
No.
So he's not fought since. So he's not fought since July, when he beat Leon by unanimous decision. Also, he's also picked up wins over Burns, Brady, Luque, Wonder Boy, Damian Maia, all since that Leon Edwards no contest back in 2021. So, what's your overall view? Because I have to say, as much as Bilal's probably not the most entertaining person to watch, his promo skills, I have to say, he's been cooking recently. I have to say, Jay, he's been cooking recently.
Yeah, he can talk the game. There's no doubt about it.
He can talk the game. He's been cooking Kamaru. He's been cooking Colby.
I didn't have my microphone down. You probably hear me better now.
Yeah, I can hear you better. He's been cooking everybody. Like, he's cooking Kamaru about the podcast clip that podcast that they did that has not seen the light of day, because he said like he made Usman cry because he said that he couldn't take a head kick better than he can, or something like that. Usman's face, which I have to say is ballsy.
Right.
I say ballsy to say it on a podcast. And then said, because Colby hid his apparently, there's a video of Colby hiding his food in the PI, and then he got asked, and he's like, "Well, I'm not in Vegas, am I? Absolute dummy." He said he's now a YouTuber, he's now a bum. But he also bigged up Ian Gary, saying he's doing the right things. Fighting Pratis 2 weeks ago, taking this fight as well, getting himself in the, even though for me, Ian Gary should not be getting the next title shot, he's definitely putting himself in, the way for him to get a next title shot with the amount of stuff he's doing for the UFC. What do you think of Bilal Muhammad fight week? I just have to sort something out quickly.
Yeah, no worries. I don't know. For me, this arguably could be the worst main event on paper in UFC history. I don't know if there's been a worse main event on paper than this fight coming up. I really don't.
Worst.
On paper, because we haven't seen the fight yet. It could be a killer fight.
Nah,
but on
I'd say
paper,
Pantoja Usyk was worse, Jay.
Yeah, maybe. But Pantoja is a more high-level elite fighter than these two, ain't they?
Yeah, and plus we'll say that Pantoja was coming off one of his biggest wins, epic fight. And
so
thinking, yeah,
this is just marketability. Doing this in Canada, is it in the Bell Centre as well?
It's in the Bell Centre in Canada.
So it's in a huge stadium, which, by the way, me and Luke will talk about later. They have nowhere near sold it out.
Not even
They,
close.
it's not even. It's like 50% sold out. We'll talk about it later. This main event is just terrible. You know, the fight could be good. I don't know. Jack Della is just. He's not my cup of tea as a fighter. I actually prefer
He's a
Bilal.
great striker, but we saw against Burns, he struggled with the grappling, and we know what Bilal's like. We know Bilal's not a massive puncher,
No.
unless he's fighting Sean Brady, where he absolutely just steamrolled him.
Yeah.
We
It's
know.
poor, man. It's poor. It's poor.
I have
I
to
can't
say,
even get excited
do
for it, man.
you know what's the more interesting thing, Jay? It's more like the ramifications of what happens is more interesting than the actual fight itself.
Yeah, the ending of the fight, no matter what happens, is the most intriguing thing about it.
Yeah, because this is why, right? Like, this is why I've been very much on the Bilal needs to win this fight sort of thing. Like, Bilal is not my favorite fighter. I would much prefer that he didn't have the belt, but hey ho, it is what it is. But we know that there is a certain Islam Makhachev lurking to see what the outcome of this fight's going to be. And obviously, Bilal's even come out and mentioned it and said, "Hey, Islam, you better sign that fight with whoever you're going to fight next because I'm not leaving Canada without that belt." And we know, photos been announced that Hunter's been in Dagestan doing business with Islam. So we probably know that depending on what the outcome of this event is, will sort of determine what direction we're going in, sort of thing.
Yeah, I hear.
What's this dog doing now?
The dog's having its time.
Yeah,
this fight. Look, this whole card and pay per view. I wish it was in Saudi, man, so it's 7 o'clock kickoff. Do you know? I mean, do you know how much of a? I don't think people realise how much of a struggle this is going to be at 3 a.m. on Saturday. This is going to be a struggle. When you know what
the watch because I'm at my parents, so I will not be watching this card at 3 a.m.
Oh, you're not? Are you not doing the watch
I'm
long?
going to my parents.
Oh, you timed that beautifully.
I have to say, because I told Callum yesterday, and he's like, "You know what? I can't blame you because he went to Jamaica when we did Pantoja Usyk." So
oh yeah, the two worst pay per views. Oh man, I've got to figure out a time when I can
bouncing out of there. I'm not doing fucking Bilal versus MADDALENA, man. Like, come on, man. Like, dilly ding dilly dong.
So I've got to try and keep Cal awake. That's the fun part now. I've got to try and keep Cal awake and entertained for this pay per view, guys. This is going to be difficult. Even I think I'm going to be like.
You'll be like. I might just have to wake up and just like, boys, wake up.
Yeah, because it's going to be difficult, man. Obviously, the Valentina fight I'll be awake for, but this might usually like sometimes you can have a stinky card, can't you? But the main event's killer. And you're like, right, this is all worth it.
Card and then the main event's day. Because I have to say, the rest of the card, okay, the name value's not there.
It's not good at all.
Not there for me. But Grasso Silva
probably got the most
name.
That could be a good fight, you know. That could be the fight.
Aldo, good fight.
Yeah.
Benoit Saint Denis, good fight. So the
it's
good
just the
fight,
name value, isn't it?
Just the name value is not there. I will touch on it later because the name value has been
too many shows, man.
Too many shows and the price is too high. But I'll get predictions. I'll get predictions for you. What do you think the outcome's going to be? Do you think Bilal retains, and if he does, do you think he's going to bore Fest his way to retaining, or do you think we're going to see a shock?
I just see Bilal going for the single leg straight away and humping Della for 5 rounds.
I think Bilal is going to win, and I think he's going to submit. I think he's going to submit him.
If he gets it over in the first round, happy days, man. Let's do this. But I just don't see a world where Jack wins. Look, I would love this to be an absolute banger. Like Della snuffs every takedown.
Islam wasn't around the corner. I'd be a bit like, I'd love Jack to win the belt. You know, the second he wins that belt, he's going to lose it next fight because he's not beating Islam. And he's not beating Islam.
I think
Bilal ain't submitting nobody.
I just think Bilal is just. Look, I'd love the fact. Look, I'd love it if, Della snuffed every single Bilal takedown, and Bilal had to stand up with him and bang, and we know Bilal can't bang, and it could be a decent fight.
We said that, but he fought Sean Brady. Both of them are grapplers, not renowned for their striking, and then Bilal just blitzed him and KO'd Sean Brady, and we're like,
but Della is known for his striking, ain't he?
Yeah, but I just the way that Gilbert Burns sort of neutralized him with the grappling was a bit of an eye opener to go, shit. Like, if you ever got to that elite level against a grappler of a grappling champion, then you're thinking, crap. And we know that if Bilal is successful with the first takedown, the first clinch against the cage, that's Bilal's world, man. That's Bilal's world. And
yeah, I'm gonna go for a Bilal points decision win.
You go Bilal decision. If it's a decision, I think it's like a 4-1.
Yeah, I think he's going to surfboard him for 5 rounds. I think that's what he's going to do. Surfboard him for 5 rounds. This could arguably be the worst main event in UFC history. Gal's just finished.
Worst main in UFC history.
It could be. It could be up there as the worst UFC main event in UFC. I'm trying to think what one is. Main event's not usually that bad, to be fair. But this could be up there. This ain't a pay-per-view main event, by the way. This is a fight night main event. Dana's got to start putting these shitty title fights.
This is a fight night. This is a co-mainer. This is a co-mainer on a
I don't think it's a pay-per-view. I don't think it's a pay-per-view fight. It's got no intrigue. No one cares. Dana's got to start looking at this. Like, seriously.
The intrigue is what's not happening. Big up Vinny Coppish Raid. Shout out to everyone that's coming in from Coppish, man. Big up everyone. Make sure to hit the like button, share button, and subscribe button. Subscribe to Jamie's channel. Subscribe to the Sanderson Show as well. Big up there, Zakir Coppish Raid. Big up. The thing is, the intrigue is everything that's not happening in the octagon.
Yeah,
that's the intrigue. Are we going to get an announcement for 317 after this card? Because International Fight Week's like 8 weeks away. 8 weeks away, and we've not heard a peep.
It's the only thing that can make this card good, man, is that we get that
on the headline.
That could be the only good thing.
Good is the end. Hey, big up everyone that's tuning in from Coppish. 146 people in here. This is definitely my most watched stream. So shout out everyone for that tuned in. But all the intrigue is what's after, and all the excitement, not the excitement, all the hype sort of been. I have to say, Bilal on the promo side, he's been cooking other contenders and stuff like that. And Ian Gary's getting himself up amongst it. So he's definitely, he's definitely putting his way into the next title shot. But I do think Bilal wins. Then hopefully that means we get Islam versus Ilya. But remains to be seen. But let's move on. Let's move on to the real main event. Yeah. Let's move on to Valentina Shevchenko. Hello. Look who's arrived, man. He's brought the Coppish army with him.
We have indeed.
You know
he
what?
can give his opinions now in this shit main event.
You can give your opinion. I need to let the dog in the garden, so I'll let you two talk about it once I sort him out.
And I just found out that Luke's not going to be here for the pay-per-view, so I've got to try and
Yeah.
keep you awake for
Yeah, I know.
arguably
Yeah,
one
yeah.
of the worst,
Like,
Yeah.
one of the worst
definitely,
pay-per-views of all time.
Yeah, good luck with that,
This,
Jay.
this is going to be awful. What am I going to do, man?
It's gonna be like this again, isn't it?
I'm going to sit there with my top off. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sit there with my top off.
I thought you
Full
were wearing
man
something
breast.
special for Valentina.
Full man breast. Yeah, I'm going to take that off after. But full man breast, man. No, this main event, I said to Luke, this is arguably, on paper, the worst main event in UFC history.
Okay.
In the modern era.
Is that because of the fighters or the storyline?
Everything. It's shit. It's like Cal, like it's like they just picked up two geezers off the street and put them in a pay-per-view. No one cares. Have you seen the attendance for this pay-per-view?
All right, I'm gonna read you some stats, Jay. UFC 314 countdown, 1.2 million views. UFC 312, 813,000. What was the one I said? UFC 313. What was that one? UFC 313, 1.7. UFC 310. Let's see what that was. UFC 310 countdown. Oh, they haven't even got that one up. Do you know how many views this one's got?
If it's the most, I'm going to laugh, man.
330,000.
Yeah. No one cares.
Jay?
It's terrible.
Because they don't promote anymore. Yeah, you know what? You put it perfectly in our WhatsApp group. I've been saying this for a while. The UFC is going through their WWE phase when Vince was coming towards the end of his tenure. Dana White, for me, has to step away before it loses a lot of interest. You look at WWE now, and it's night and day to what it was when Vince was there.
Yeah.
Bro, they've lost sight about what they were as an organization. Now I get things change, times change. Was it you or Luke who put it in the WhatsApp group with the amount of seats that are still left to be sold?
Yeah, myself. They've only sold 50% of the stadium in the Rogers Centre.
That's come on,
the
man.
Rogers Centre. They had SmackDown in the Rogers Centre weeks ago, and it sold out.
Sold it out.
Do you know how embarrassing that is? And yes, I know tickets are very expensive. None. Like, you wouldn't know this is fight. Look, you shocked me yesterday when you said, "Oh, Valentina this weekend." I was like, "Shit, it is!" Like, I forgot, and I'm an avid viewer.
Jose Aldo. Jose Aldo's on this card.
I didn't realise that till just now. And I'm hardcore, and I didn't realise it. Do you know how mad that is? Yeah. I like that world. I like that world. But no, it's just, I just don't get it. They've sold 50% of the Rogers Centre out. It's terrible. No one wants to.
Bad.
Look, yes, really tickets are extremely expensive because it's what TKO do, yeah. But if your product is hot, people will pay for it, no matter how much it costs. There's no, but when your product is cold and they're ice, let's get this right. UFC's ice cold at the moment. Dana likes to pretend that they're not.
Speaking of hot,
they're ice cold. There you go. they're ice cold UFC right now.
Do you mean so hot that?
Yeah, look at that. Half the stadium.
Do you mean that as hot?
Half the stadium.
But that's a draw, yeah.
Look at
that is Bilal's champion, guys.
No, but it's not. And the thing is, Bilal's not an exciting fighter. I'll be the first to admit that. But if you focus on Bilal's backstory, and I hate to bring politics into it, but the whole Palestine situation and all that, like, you could sell Bilal way better than you're selling Bilal.
Unfortunately, Cal, that's never going to happen because when you look at who runs TKO.
Yeah, I forget. Yeah. And then you've got JDM.
You got to remember Ari Emmanuel.
Yeah, I forgot. But then you got JDM, who's this quiet Australian guy, but he beats people up. Like, He beats people
No one
like
knows
they owe
anything
him
about
money.
him. Cal.
He's got a better win over Gilbert Burns than the champ.
Yeah,
Exactly. And does anyone know anything about JDM?
no.
That he started his professional career 0-2 and riding
Yeah,
70
and he was into rugby.
Yeah, there's nothing no one knows about him. Like many people probably don't know he's got great stand up. You know, he's a dangerous fighter. No one knows shit. This
Cringe
is
facts. Can't even sell Thomas. How would they sell Bilal?
This is the worst. I don't think I've seen a worse pushed UFC pay-per-view in my life than this one coming up.
Yeah.
They're not even speaking about it. Like Stainer don't care.
This
He
is
wants it done with.
But I guarantee you, because Canelo Crawford's the first boxing event by TKO, I guarantee that gets pushed to the cow come home. And we're going to see Dana with that snap, that vigor, that swagger that he's been missing for several years.
Yeah, he wants boxing. Boxing's his thing.
Yeah, boxing's his first love, isn't it?
But like, if you have, I don't know if you guys have seen it. Did you see Dana White get asked about WrestleMania?
Yeah, and he was just like, it doesn't make you want to change anything.
How can that? If Cal, if that's me and I'm the owner and I go to this, it's not a real sport apparently, but everyone loves it, and I'm seeing 120,000 people over 2 nights in an open air stadium. Well, not even an open air stadium; it was a closed stadium, wasn't it? And the atmosphere is electric, celebrities and all that everywhere, and you still saying, "No, this is not for me." You're in the wrong sport.
Yeah,
you
know why Dana can say that it's not for me? It's like, well, I get the president every freaking fight card. I get the government.
Do you know why I don't do it?
Every fight card.
Do you know why I don't do it? He thinks smaller crowds are. He apparently he said he prefers smaller crowds because you can hear the crowd better.
Do you know what's crazy? You've got an Ilia Topuria sitting right there who supports Real Madrid, the biggest club in the world. And guess what, Jay? Their new stadium does what? Has a closed roof, bro.
Oh, no, you could sell it out. He just don't
You've got a Real Madrid fan who's unbeaten, a knockout artist, beat 2 legends, could potentially be fighting for another belt, and you don't want to do that at the Burnabout.
No, Cal, has any sports promoter in combat sport ever said, I prefer arenas to stadiums?
No.
I don't.
Bro, do you know how much fanfare an Ilia Topuria fight at the Burnabout would do? You just get the Real Madrid players there for a start. That's a madness already.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
It pays itself.
What do you mean?
And in Spain as well. Do you know how many people from England would fly over to Spain? Paddy versus Ilia Topuria at the Burnabout is the fight to make.
It's massive. It's 2 hours for the Brits to fly
huge,
to.
Bro.
You know, it's just. Do you know what else we UFC right now?
You can't do that. It's not good for Americans, mate.
Do you know how many Scousers and English people would go over to Spain?
It'd be massive, man.
Someone needs to sack Dana. Boxing is clear priority. You can't sack him because he's the boss.
Is he even a businessman anymore?
He's
he does terrible business. Awful business.
He's a social media influencer that gambles a lot of money.
And I bet he with this poor attendance, because it will be a poor attendance. This ain't getting that much higher than what it is now.
I get patchy seats everywhere.
I reckon they might give free tickets away. They might have to.
And I guarantee you, the post-fight thing will be like, "Hey guys, record revenue tonight, guys. The crowd packed out."
Do you remember when they was at the Bell Centre before? I think when it was called the Rogers Centre, right? And they had sold 51,000. It was their highest ever attendance before they went to Australia. And it had Georges St. Pierre in it. Do you remember how hot it was back then? They're in the same arena now, and they've got it half filled.
No, they went last year. Didn't they go last year or the year before? Is it Amanda Nunes versus... That was Amanda's last fight. Went to Canada, couldn't sell it out.
It's cold, man. The Canadian market is a massive market.
Huge market.
It's hot because you've got Canadian fighters on the card. Jasmine Jasdavicius.
I understand the card's not great. I understand the card is not great.
Saint Denis not Canadian, but it's French.
Yeah, it's just... look, they've got no big Canadian superstars. I get it. But at the end of the day, this is just atrocious. I said this a minute ago as well, Cal, to Luke, that I feel like there's too many fights on. There's too many fights now, and I think he has to start putting some of these title fights that he doesn't really fancy much to headline fight nights.
Yeah.
This fight between Belal and Jack Della, if he goes by the numbers, if he's really a businessman, he's going by the numbers and he's looking at, I can't book that kind of fight again on pay-per-view. Let's stick it on fight night. Let's get them viewers that are willing to watch fight night. That makes my ratings higher on fight night. You know, and then I can go into then I can put something else on pay-per-view that might not have been there before that get garner more attention. It's not like, how can I think of this and he can't?
Jay, do you know another thing they're missing? Who's considered the greatest welterweight of all time?
GSP.
Where's he from?
Canada. Oh, Canada. Yeah.
You telling me they could have done a sit down with GSP, Belal Muhammad, and Jack Della, 2 people fighting for the welterweight belt and the former welterweight champion from Canada. They couldn't have GSP do a promo package to kick off the pay-per-view
the video promo package. Well, the Canada, well, the UFC, well, hyping it all up. Why couldn't you
get all the wrestling lead friend in there now?
Why can't we use the promo guys with WWE to make a promo package?
Apparently, Dana's the one who gave him to the WWE.
Oh, of course he is.
Why don't you just get at least GSP to do the title celebration in the Octagon at the end? It's something.
Yeah.
Wrap the belt.
Yeah, wrap the belt around the winner. You know, why? I don't know, special guest referee. Do something, man. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's just, they're all over the place right now as a company, as a corporation, as a business. They're all over the place. And how you can tell it's all over the place, 5 years ago, this pay-per-view wouldn't have happened to what we're getting. Yeah. Dana would have never have put this pay-per-view together 5 years ago.
Because 5 years ago was the pandemic, so he would have done.
No, pandemic.
I keep forgetting.
It was the pandemic 5 years ago.
Bro, you don't remember the first fight, the first pay-per-view that came out after the pandemic?
Yeah, didn't he make sure that all the pay-per-views are pretty good in the pandemic?
Not really. He sort of did let the standards. You had Felicia Spencer versus Amanda Nunes headline on one of the pay-per-views, all right? So it wasn't all sunshines and rainbows during the pandemic era.
He's lost his way, man. It's a shit fight. But yeah, Belal's just go surfboarding for 5 rounds and it's game over.
Yeah, cowboy.
It's going to be the worst main event in UFC history.
But he needs to win. I said it. He needs to win to keep Ilya and Islam alive, like that fight alive, because I feel like the main event of International Fight Week hinges on who wins this weekend, and that's bigger than the actual fight itself.
Yeah, it's a shame.
It's about we're 6, 7, 8 weeks out, and there's not even a sniff on who's getting the main event slot. I do have a feeling it could be DDP versus Hamzat, because DDP's basically come out saying he's been given 2 dates, a couple of months or within 4 months. So I'm wondering because DDP said that he's accepted them both, just waiting on how things go. And if it's a couple of months, that's International Fight Week.
Would that be Hamzat's first time fighting in the States in UFC?
Possibly. But it wouldn't surprise me if they go elsewhere.
Might be his first time in a long time, though.
His first time since he knocked out GM3 in 17 seconds.
It's been a long time. Let's get to the people's main event.
Let's get to the people's main event. Let's get to Jamie's main event. Valentina Shevchenko versus Manon Fiorot. This is Valentina Shevchenko's first title defense of her second reign as champion. Jamie's wife making her return since beating Alexa Grasso at UFC Noche to reclaim her throne at the top of the 125-pound division. Jay, how are you feeling heading up for this fight, man?
Soft at the moment, but wait till the fight. I'm worried.
You're worried? Okay, talk to me.
I'm worried about this fight. I think this. I can't. How do you pronounce her name?
Manon Fiorot.
Fiorot, that's it, Fiorot. She's a dangerous fighter, man. I ain't going to sit here and lie. This is a dangerous fight. I'm worried because I've seen Valentina fuck around with that twat on Twitter. And that irritates me.
Nah, Madame Fiorot went and fucked around with her. She rib kicked her.
Oh, good. I hope she put her in hospital. But yeah, I just don't. I'm worried. I think it's going to be a tough fight. It's going to be a tough fight, but it's going to be pretty. You know what I mean? So, but I'm going to enjoy it. But I think, yeah, she could win. If she fights as she fought against Alexa Grosso, I think she gets the job done. I just don't want it to be a stand-up gig because I think she could be in trouble.
Oh, apparently, Amanda Ribas versus Tabitha Ritchie, UFC 318, July 19th.
Sweet.
Sorry. In other news, Callum, what do you think about the main event? The co-main event, sorry.
The main event. Let's be right.
I'm with Jay completely. It has the potential to be a stand-up war. But the reason why Valentina is who she is because she usually tries to beat people where their weakest is, and that's what a fighter's meant to do, right?
Yeah, it's good IQ.
The difference is Fiorot is quite hard to take down, and she's big for the division as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think everyone sleeps on the fact that Valentina isn't that big for 125.
She's tiny.
Yeah, she's quite small. She was tiny for 135, and she's still not.
You can move her around wherever you like.
She's 5'4" compared to Fiorot's 5'6".
Yeah, that's a lot, man.
I think Shevchenko's got a longer reach though.
Yeah, an inch and a half longer reach.
Oh, I'm sorry. Someone's just said Arsenal's golden era lasted 3 seasons and they didn't win anything.
Oh,
sorry, that's funny. Sorry, that just caught my eye.
I'm with Jay. I just saw a quote from Declan Rice. They was done this season without 5 or 6 of our best players.
They haven't though. They're not out at the same time. They're not out at the same time. It's a myth.
And they haven't been out the whole season. But no, I'm with Jay. If Fiorot is able to win the first couple of rounds, then I think she wins the fight. If Valentina can implement her game plan from early, then I don't see how Fiorot deals with doing.
How much gas do you think's left in the tank of Valentina overall?
She's barely taken any damage in her career.
Because you're looking at the age of she's 37, Fiorot's 35. But Fiorot's what I'd say especially in the MMA world, she's a young 35. This is only a 14th professional MMA fight. This is Valentina's, 20. 20. This will be her 30th MMA fight. She's had a whole bunch of Muay Thai fights and stuff like that. And we know father time or mother time in this case catches up.
How many times has she been hurt in there, bro?
That's very true. Probably the only time she's actually really gotten hurt was Nunes and Grasso.
Twice in her whole career. She barely takes bad damage in fights. I don't think I've ever seen her face bloodied up. I don't think we've ever sat there watching a Valentina fight going, she's getting pieced up. She's getting hurt a lot. She might be 37,
at the rankings for her division. So I'll make sure I get the right one.
Fiorot's not ranked number 1, right?
At the rankings. So this is the rankings at the moment, right? So obviously this side here. So Valentina is champ, obviously. Grasso's ranked number 1, so Fiorot's ranked number 2.
Okay.
Right. Blanchfield and Barber, they're matched up.
Yeah.
Soon. Silva is versus Grasso.
Grasso, yeah.
Okay. Then Rose, Jessica Andrade is fighting Jasmine Jasovicius on the card as well. Good fight. That's a good fight. That's gonna be a good fight. But for me personally, the wild card factor is if Valentina wins, you got her here.
Yeah, make the fight.
That's the fight I want to see. I don't want to see any fight.
Everyone wants to see because we've been
leave Valentina, man.
Pull the trigger on the super fight because
has to be.
But we know the UFC have have a habit of going, "Ah, oh, damn, we just missed the boat."
But here's the thing:
get the stars to align.
They could have though, because Wei Li fought at the beginning of the year. Valentina fought last year, right? Towards the end of the year.
Not yeah, about October.
You're telling me International Fight Week we could have had Valentina and Wei Li? Absolutely could have.
You probably still could if you know,
it's a tight turnaround for Valentina now, because it's only a month and a half away.
That's very true.
They could have just waited and made that. Should have been the fight. I know Fiorot deserves a title shot. I'm not taking anything away from Fiorot, but if you've got champ versus champ, Wei Li and Valentina considered number one and number two pound.
This is not like a champ versus champ where we're like, oh, one of these champs have only had the belt for a short period of time.
No, they both dominated.
It's not a super fight that we don't really want to see. This is a super fight we've been clamoring for absolutely ages. Oh, what would Wei Li like if she jumped up against Shevchenko?
Apart from Amanda Nunes, these are arguably the two most dominant female fighters ever. So, you know, it's something we've been waiting to see. You know, I love Wei Li, man. Well, I love watching her fight. She's amazing.
Brilliant, man.
It's a fight I want to see because I can't call it. But I think Valentina's got a couple of fights left. If she wins on the weekend, I think she has to call out Wei Li for the super fight.
Yeah, I think she has 2 fights left. If she wins,
do you think she tries to insert herself into the universe of Pena, Harrison?
Nah,
she don't need to be there. She don't need to be there. That's the thing.
In fact,
or do you think she goes, you know what? I take the Wei Li super fight. Let the ladies at 125. You know, I need a new contender. They want to fight Grasso again. You know, let's see how that division plays out. Because you're gonna have Barber, Blanchfield, Silva, Grasso. Let's see how that plays out. Depending what happens at 135, if Pena beat, thing is, it all depends about who wins at bantamweight.
Yeah,
that's what I was going to say. If Pena wins the 2 fights, if she beats Harrison and then beats Nunes, and let's say Wei Li loses to Valentina, if I'm Valentina, then I go, let me fight Pena at 35, because then I'd be the 115 champion. I'm the 125 champion, and I beat the 135 champion. She goes down as the GOAT or the GOAT, whichever way you want to put it. She goes down as the GOAT.
Throat goat.
What?
Wow, that's crazy.
What?
That's a big pause, Joe.
Did I say something out loud? Sorry.
I think so. I don't know.
I just want to see her and Wei Li, man. I want her to win this weekend. I just think it's going to be a war. I think it might be a difficult fight. If she can get through it, then the only real fight for her is Wei Li. I am very intrigued, though, that UFC have decided to put Grasso and her on the same card.
Yeah.
And I think there's a reason behind that.
I think they want to run it back for Notch.
Yeah. There's a reason behind it. Well, why? Like, the last time they both fought, went it against each other.
Yeah.
And then they're on the same card.
Yeah, I know.
I think they're wanting Grasso to get the win.
It's a bit weird, ain't it?
So they can, because the Mexico card in September needs a little bit of
spice,
needs a little bit of star power.
And if Grasso wins, there's only one fight for her. It's probably Shevchenko.
And then having the first women's title fight quadrilogy.
I think they put it on this both on the same card because I believe they need, as you say, that for the pay-per-view Mexico, they need Grasso on that card, and Grasso will fight the winner of the co-main event, in my opinion. Because if she wins, the only fight for her is a title fight. There's nothing else for her. So, that's how I see it.
That Wei Li fight, I just do feel like we're going to sit here in 5 years and go,
they could do it this way. Because I can't pronounce the French girl's name, but if she beats Valentina, Grasso wins. That's your title fight.
Yeah,
that's your title fight. if Valentina loses, I still think they can give her Wei Li because it doesn't hurt that match. It doesn't hurt that fight because it's still a super fight.
Or I'm wondering if she would be tempted to cut to 115. Go screw it.
I think she could make 115, but
she's
very
tiny.
tough.
She's small, but 115's like proper small, isn't it? She's muscular as well, Valentina, so it wouldn't take a lot of her body mass away. But yeah, her and Wei Li would be. So her and Wei Li doesn't need Shevchenko to be champion to have that fight, in my opinion. Because of her legacy, you can still do that as a super fight. That's why I think Grasso's on this card. Otherwise, I don't understand why Grasso's on the same card as the person she lost to was in the co-main event. And they were the last fight together.
Yeah, let's be honest, like, it was sort of especially the way Valentina won. Valentina won that in convincing fashion.
Very.
Like, it wasn't even like we're walking away
down at will.
Yeah. Do you know what? That's a close fight. Valentina went in and handled business.
Yeah.
But they're 1-1 now, ain't they? Isn't it? Or something like that.
1-1.
Yeah.
Draw, Grasso, Shevchenko.
So there's a rubber match to be had, ain't there?
Yeah, you said that now. You're right.
The first women title fight quadrilogy.
Yeah. See,
ironically, Moreno was the first one to have a quadrilogy.
Because why is she on the card otherwise? It's like, doesn't make sense. By the way, her fight should be a good fight as well.
Oh yeah, be a great fight.
Yeah, it will be.
But they have to push you guys for predictions.
I can never go against Valentina. Although I do think if she loses, it won't be a shock. But she's going to look beautiful no matter what.
I'm gonna go. Sorry, Jay. I feel I'm gonna go Fiorot, but I want Valentina to win. But I'm gonna go Fiorot.
No, I hear it, man. It's going to be a tough one.
I hope Valentina wins. I want Valentina versus Wei Li. I really do.
Oh my god! I've just seen this is gonna be unrelated. I've just seen Enrique cook Arteta.
Oh, what did
he said we're the league of
straight up the 9 at the PSG bench told Arteta.
Oh no, Cal don't know it. Cal don't know it. I don't think Cal knows it.
Arteta said that the PSG bench told him that the better team won, and Enrique just came out and said that's not true.
Yeah, so basically, Arteta thinks he's been the best. Arsenal been the best team in the Champions League this year, and over the 2 games, Arsenal have been the better team over 2 games, and apparently the PSG bench told him. But Enrique's just come out and said that's bullshit.
When does Arteta's contract run out? Because he needs a new deal, man.
I know. I think he's already signed one.
He needs a new deal.
But I did like the way that Enrique was like, "Yeah, we are the League of Farmers."
Yeah, big up Enrique. Go do your thing.
So you've been like 4 Premier League teams now, and he's like, "Well, we are the League of Farmers. We are the League of Farmers."
Can I just say, Kvaratskhelia should have been a Liverpool player.
I will say what I said with Drifty. I don't think there's much between him and Diaz.
Moving on. Any other fights on the card that you want to give a quick shout out to before we send the people home? Shout out everyone that's tuned in, by the way. Everyone that came over from Phillips.
I know.
You know, much love to everyone that's come over from Coppish that's still here. So massive thanks for the redirect, Callum. This is probably one of the biggest streams that's been done on the channel. So big up everyone. Any other fights on the main card, prelims that you want to big up?
Aldo's always a good fight to watch. No matter who he's fighting.
Aldo versus Ariel Helwani.
Yeah. The other ladies fight with now. I think actually
Silver versus Grasso should be.
That could actually be fight of the night.
Yeah.
It could actually be fight of the night. Everything else, same.
I'll go.
Saint Denis needs a win, so I think he needs to do something.
Jessica Andrade and
Jasmine
Vicious could be a good one as well.
Do you know what? This would have been the perfect card to have an all-female card, man. Because the 2 women matches could save this whole card.
Yeah,
and I'm not even joking there.
Modest Bukalkas versus Jan Kutalaba could be a very, very fun fight indeed. Yes, but everyone that's tuned in, a massive thanks to everyone that's tuned in, everyone that's come over from Coppish. Big up to Cal, to Jamie, of course. Guys, where can the people find you, and what have you guys got coming up?
Yeah, so tomorrow I'm doing my copy show on Big Up now. That's going to be changing. But I will be doing a YouTube show tomorrow as well, just to have a natter. Probably chat about the De Bruyne and stuff, because I've had some information passed my way a minute ago as well by text that I'll share in a minute.
Okay.
For myself, are you? I don't know if you're. Are you on Dan's channel tomorrow as well, Jay?
Oh yeah, I've got Dan's at 4 o'clock as well.
Dan,
Yeah, shout out Dan as well.
That's gonna be fun.
Wolfie's gonna be a nightmare.
Wolfie's gonna be on smoke, and then Jamie's channel.
He was on the smoke tonight. I never felt when I was watching that.
Oh, is it?
He's cooking a certain lead.
I tell you what, though, you see the game on the weekend between Chelsea and Newcastle. That's a massive game potentially, you know. Because if Newcastle don't get Champions League, you know what I want to see in the summer.
Anthony Gordon, big up.
You know what I want to see in the summer.
Imagine Liverpool actually go to Newcastle and buy Anthony Gordon instead of his. That'd be hilarious.
Gordon, that's the wrong player, boys.
That'd be us though, all over, innit?
It would. I'm looking at this card again, wondering how the fuck I'm meant to keep Cal awake, man.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't like these missing pay-per-views. I really don't like it, but I'm at my parents this week, meeting my new nephew, seeing my nan, seeing my parents.
Family time, man.
And my
family
sister,
time.
and my other sisters. So,
can I just say on that note, you know, this time last year I was in Jamaica and I missed the Brazil card.
Yeah,
is there a thing with the UFC that the May pay-per-view is just don't care about it? Like,
that is the worst pay-per-view I've ever seen.
Yeah, and
2 years in a row now they've given a lackluster pay-per-view. It seems.
Me and Luke were dead.
Yeah, I know. That was a rough one.
And guess what? You two gotta do it.
No, this is good. I'm hoping. Can you imagine? It's shit on paper. It's not selling a dime, but it's actually a killer show.
I hope so. But we know what our luck's like as well, Joe.
Yeah, this is when I needed this should have been a Saudi show, so it's 7 o'clock.
Yeah, for real.
True. Yeah, it should have been the Saudi show. But I do expect them to have a Saudi show later on during the year. But yeah, everyone that's tuned in, smash the like button. I don't know what I've got coming up. Probably haven't got much because I'm quite busy this week. Yeah, so I'll watch the pay-per-view, but it'll probably be in, Sunday morning after I've woken up. Because
I'll message you and I'll tell you whether it's worth watching or not.
Okay, cool. Spoilers. Don't care if you give me spoilers. Go, all right, okay, cool. Yeah. So everyone that's tuned in, massive thanks to everyone, and we'll see you all very soon. Big up, everyone.
Big up, Luke. Big up, Joe.
Oh. Can't even get the video properly.